Well, thanks for joining us here at Sporting Bet. It's the second of our Cheltenham previews here on sportingbet.com, and we've got Neil back with us. Neil Channing from the Betting Emporium. Thanks for joining us again.
Well, I thought
guest.
I thought you might not want me back after I managed to get Forheen pulled out of the last race. Yeah. Now the punters are on the new one. What a lovely bet we've got now.
Neil does epitomise the back of a filthy each-way bet.
But, you must be happy though getting Forheen as a non-runner. Had you laid lots of accumulators?
Admittedly, there wasn't that much money around at the moment.
Really?
I think if it happened maybe in about 10 days' time, we'd have had.
You bookmakers, you want everything.
Let's just touch on the champion chase then, because similar type of market before Forheen came out with Undersow being the 4 to 6 favourite.
Yeah, Undersow, that'll be coming out the day after tomorrow, by the way.
Okay, well that'll be interesting. But then we've got a real kind of mishmash, smorgasbord, whatever you want to call it, of horses. Some old ones, some young ones, running plans. It's a difficult race for us as a bookmaker.
It definitely is.
I admit that. Yeah. And it probably is one where you think you might know the running plan. So very briefly, take a couple of minutes, run through them. But I'm assuming you're not going to go for Undersow at 4 to 6.
If we take all the bigger prices, the horses like Champagne Fever, Summersby, Just Cameron, Mozeltov, etc., etc. Lots of non-runners in this race. You know, these horses are not going to go.
Yeah.
There's a few that kind of might go for the Ryanair. I think Felix Younger is not really committed one way or the other. I think Champagne Fever's not really committed one way or the other. I think the horses that will pretty much definitely run, you know, barring a kind of an injury or Forheen situation, obviously Undersow, Sprinter Sacra, Dodging Bullet, Special Tiara, Sire de Grugy, Sizing Granite and Godzone. That's basically the field for me. Vautour, I don't think will run in this race. I'd be very surprised if it does. You know, it's in there possibly if something goes wrong with Undersow or something like that. Undersow, there's nothing wrong with Undersow. I quite like Undersow as a horse, but I'm not here to tip you those kind of bets. It's not value for me. Yeah. I think I'd like to see a time where, I know this, you know, I was saying about Forheen, they let Ruby go off in front, make his own fractions, that kind of thing. It's a bit harder with Undersow because you don't want to totally kill your race by trying to challenge him for the lead early on. But they do tend to kind of give him a bit of an easy time.
Special Tiara used to be
a bit of a front runner. Yeah, I don't think that horse is totally in love with Cheltenham. I'm kind of against the horses from last year. Sprinter Sacra, you know, I've always been a sort of a, you know, they don't come back kind of guy. And you know, if you look at the times of that race last time, you know, it wasn't that impressive really. I didn't really run very well, I didn't think, for a winning race.
Just before you touch on your actual pick here, I just want to talk about Sprinter Sacra, because if you're not backing Undersow, I would imagine most of the sporting clients or even bookmaking clients everywhere would look at Sprinter Sacra around about 9 to 2 as, this thing each way is going to be.
Well, you say that.
It doesn't look as though it's in love with the game, does it?
Certainly in terms of the price and the shape of the betting race, you know, you're absolutely right. If you end up with a 7, 8, 9 runner race on the day, and you can bet right now a quarter of the odds first 3 and the favourites 4 to 5, 4 to 6. Backing the second favourite each way at 5 to 1 traditionally would be a thing that would upset your bookmaker. I don't really think that's a good thing to do in this situation, because I think this horse may not be the horse it once was. I don't think it's absolutely bulletproof. Talking of bullets, Dodging Bullets, I thought ran pretty badly. Obviously, it's been off a long time. Yep. Paul Nicholls said, you know, he's not going to be 100% straight for that race, etc., etc. But I was pretty disappointed with it. The market seemed to know for sure. You know, Top Gamble that day was back from 5 to 2 into 11 to 10. And just led all the way. But I can't have Dodging Bullet. Special Tiara we've spoken about, I think it's more of an Aintree horse. Yep. Definitely a spring horse and a firm ground horse, which, you know, there's a lot of rain about at the moment, but I'm sort of still thinking it'll be good to soft by the time, you know, we get to the second week in March. I like Felix Younger. I think it's all right. That would possibly be something that would interest me on the day or nearer to the time, but we don't know for sure it's going to run. Obviously, you guys are doing non-runner, no bet. So I wouldn't totally put you off backing that each way if you wanted to. You get your money back if it doesn't run. Sizing Granite is a horse that has had one run this year where it hated the really soft ground. I think it's got a chance. It's definitely one that's on my radar. I'd be looking at it. But I've got one bet in this race I'm having right now. In fact, I'm going to go and do it as soon as we finish this video. 33 to 1 each way, Godzone, Tom George. He came into the festival last year. not in exactly flying form. The horse finished second in the Arkle behind Undersow. It's finished second this year in its only race, which was at Ascot, and I like the horse. I think it's just solid each way. I think it'll turn up on the day. I don't know whether you guys have got Without the Favourite yet, but if you do, and people want to play that way, you could bet it about 12 to 1 will be about the price each way Without the Favourite. But I'm going to take the favourite on. I'm going to do it straight with the favourite, 33 to 1, quarter of the odds. Yum yum.
You've given us a nice summary there. Very nice. So 33 to 1 for Neil for God's Own. Before we tidy this second preview up with just a couple of little points here. If you do want to back any of the horses that Neil's put up, or any horse at Cheltenham with Sportingbet this year, vip@sportingbet.com is the email address. Just email us in here if you don't have an account. We'll try everything we can to accommodate bets. That's what we're in the business of doing. We're going to try very hard to do it.
Have I made it awkward for you, Russ?
No, you haven't.
Such a big price.
I like it. I like
the
it.
The first 3 people come on, they want $1,000 each way.
You should tell immediately from my reaction if I like it or not. It was okay.
I can tell. You look worried.
No,
you look a bit worried there.
A couple of other offers we've got here. We've got money back if your horse finishes second or third, I should say, in the following races. The Ultimate Business Solutions Handicap Chase on day 1, the Chaps Novices Handicap Chase, the Coral Cup, the Brown Advisory Plate, County Hurdle, Grand Annual. Check all the offers out.
All the easy races you go for.
Listen, money back if you're second or third is still terrific value.
I'd like to say quickly, because I should mention Betting Emporium, obviously, we are absolutely 100% going to have bets in all of those races. To me, that is what Cheltenham's all about. Those races, those big handicaps, is where the value is for me, on the day. I mean, I know, obviously I think this is a good bet, God's Own. I like my bet with the new one. But a lot of these, championship races, they are tricky, and these handicaps, they're hard, but you can get big prices.
I've never asked you to give us an endorsement, but that's as close as you've ever come to giving us one. But we've got some offers anyway. And finally, before we go as well, Neil and the Betting Emporium have got a Cheltenham Preview.
Oh, we are, yes.
Bleeding Heart in
the Bleeding Heart restaurant. You can't just turn up. You have to book. There's only 40 people. We've nearly sold out. It's a fantastic 3-course dinner, champagne reception. It's a Michelin star restaurant. Superb. 100 quid. 100 quid for a preview. This is not pie and chips and a pickled egg. We are going to treat you to a special night out. I believe you're going to make an appearance.
I'll be there as well. You'll see both of us there. Get all the details on the Betting Emporium website. That will be a great night. So it's just to recap, it's God's Own each way 33 to 1 to go along with the new one at 16 to 1, and we'll be back next week. Thanks.